Now we're going to cook this like this for about 5 minutes, just being careful that we're not cooking it too fiercely. It obviously depends on how much mince you've got and how much liquid you've got in there. You just want to keep it balanced, not boiling furiously, ticking along, simmering along, meat soaking all the juices up. And as it starts to reduce down, add a bit more of your sauce, and then a bit more of the wine, and a bit more of the sauce, and a bit more of the wine, until it's all gone. Now you will find, probably once you've got about halfway through each, that the mince won't absorb anymore. There's only so much of it, of course. When you get to that point, you put, well, in our case we're putting the rest of the roast beef and the mushrooms and the sauce, and again just let those cook through for a few minutes so that they pull in some of the flavours. Okay, so all of our liquid is now in. You can see this is turning into more like a soup than a chilli, so it's time to add the rest of the ingredients in, starting with the roast beef left over from Sunday, the mushrooms and the Scotch bonnet chilli. Get those in and get them good stir. Okay, so the chilli, you can see the lumps of roast beef in there, nice, mushrooms, all in. Just get it stirred and coated around. Okay, so here's the chilli. It's been bubbling away for a few minutes, and we're now going to put our vegetables in. So, a plate there, all of that straight in. Stragglers, a few bits and bobs, trying to do this one-handed. And then we've got our tin of kidney beans, just going in. Black-eyed beans. And the chopped tomatoes. And we need to just get that all mixed around. All crucial flavours. Not just flavours, the celery in particular is in there. And one of the reasons it's going in later is to help with the texture as well. It's not supposed to be baby food. Okay, so that's everything in the chilli. All the vegetables have gone in. The 2 lots of beans, the tin tomatoes, it's all in there. We've got the lid on. We've got the heat just to build it back up. Once it builds up and it starts simmering again, we'll turn the heat down to fairly low. And this is where the timing with the chilli becomes quite flexible. If you want to rush it, put your rice on now. It'll take 5 minutes to bring the water to the boil, about 12 minutes or so to actually cook the rice, and it'll probably be ready at the end of that. If you want the chilli to really develop, the key is time, and unfortunately it's one of these things that the longer you can leave it, frankly the better it'll get. So what I'm going to do with this, once it gets up to a nice simmer, is turn the heat down, and I'm going to come back to it every 10 minutes with the lid on for half an hour, let it simmer, let it develop. After half an hour we'll take the lid off, we'll leave it simmering, but then we'll put the rice on. So we'll then have about another 20 minutes with the liquid reducing down until the rice is cooked, and hopefully if everything goes according to plan, by the time the rice is cooked we will have a nice thick chilli waiting for us. So keep your fingers crossed and we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so we've been simmering and boiling for half an hour or so. It's looking quite nice, and our rice is looking pretty good as well. And of course the secret to rice, never ever stir it. You just pull the starch out of it and it goes all thick and gloopy and like Thai sticky rice. So we can see here the chilli is looking pretty nice, but it's still a little bit runny for my taste. Now I've actually left this deliberately like that to show you one of the helpful little tips, especially helpful if you're in a bit of a rush. The secret, gravy granules. Sprinkle a few. Chili. Give it another good stir, keep it in the heat. Now obviously You could do this with something like corn flour or gravy powder. I normally use on mine, but as you break it up, nothing worse than having a lump of gravy powder in your chili. Give it good stuff. Unlike the rice, you want this to be nice and thick and glittery. You can see already, pulling it across, you can see the bottom of the pan in there. Really nice thickening up. Okay, so there we have it. Nice, thick, warming, chunky chili. Anything you like can go in this, really. Any sort of veg you've got hanging around, any bits of meat you've got hanging around. I mentioned chorizo before, we've got roast beef in here. Chicken is particularly good if you've got some roast chicken. Keep your mince as a good base, but add some chicken in there as well. Again, that'll sort of disintegrate through the chili, really add to the whole flavour. It's fantastic. So yeah, there's my chili. I hope you like it.